Welcome, friends. It is I, also Scarf, and it's time for the vlog. And in the background is a mid-Nox. This is not the first time I play Nox. The first time I play Nox, you are going to see. This is me playing Nox for the second time, and it goes alright. I could have done a lot better. I land some shots, I miss some shots. Nox's one is a bit floaty and slow, so I gotta get adjusted to that because I keep missing it. Once I start landing that more often, I'll probably be more effective with her. Now, the first time I play Nox is going to be something amazing. The second time, I do alright. What's silly about this, though, which we're going to talk about, is there's an on her solo, and he rules that lane. Now, there's going to be another game in the future that's going to have an on her mid, and he rules that game. This is all after the hunter nerf from the patch? There was supposed to be a nerf to hunters? They're doing better? Even with a nerf? What? So, the nerf took away some attack speed from hunters, and it added another 100 gold to Heartseekers, so it slowed them down. Didn't really slow them down. They took away part of the passive from Bluestone. The problem is, hunters don't need Bluestone to be effective. They only need Deathstone. The Bluestone helps out, but it's not that important. Now, it is kind of important to the more mana-hungry gods, so Artemis could really use the Bluestone, the old one. The new one, maybe not so much. It's not so good for her. Same thing goes for maybe Cupid and Uller a bit, though late game Uller gets ridiculous. The hunters who've been dominating pre-nerf are still dominating post-nerf because they were not affected by Bluestone in the first place. It was just helpful to them, but it did not actually make a difference. Now, this is not good. Now, my opinion is HiRez is effing up a lot, and they need to not be anymore. Like, these hunter nerfs were an insult. They were not effective in any way. If you want to nerf hunters, you actually nerf hunters, not the items, which I've said this a few times already. Not the items, because that nerfs everything. That nerfed the warriors, the assassins, and the hunters. But it didn't actually affect the hunters. It affected the warriors and assassins more. I don't understand. I'm a freaking, like, I've been playing the game for 3 years. I'm just a guy who's been playing the damn game, and I can see the problem. What exactly was HiRez doing? You got all the pros going, the hell? You didn't actually nerf hunters. You nerfed assassins and warriors. You got pros saying that, you got regular people saying that, you got me saying that. How does HiRez not realize that that was stupid? That was not a very good nerf in any way. I don't understand it. Like, it wasn't a... Like, it nerfed them? It nerfs the hunters? On paper? Didn't actually do it? Because they're still wrecking. 200 meta. All day. All day. All day. Every day. All day. You just keep doing that thing. You ain't gonna lose. You just don't lose with that. It's really hard to lose. If they do 2 hunters as well, maybe you'll lose it. Or one of your hunters is a dip. Or maybe both your hunters are a dip. Even if one hunter sucks, if the other hunter did a good job, you'll still win the game. That's what happened a few times in my experience already. Since the patch. I do 2 hunters, one of the hunters fails, the other one does well, we win. The other team has 2 hunters, we don't have 2 hunters for some reason, one of them fails, the other one does well, they win. 2 hunters is just too effective not to use. It is a 2 hunter meta right now, or just in general, hunters are the ones ruling the roost right now. That is just how it is. So they said they're going to do a big shakeup of the meta. There's going to be a big shift coming up. So it's going to be mage's viability. They said it might be mage viability. They might nerf the hunters. We'll see what comes up. The big problem I have is that mages... Okay, let's go with all the roles. Guardians, for the most part, are supports. If you work it, you can try to do them as a jungler, depending on the Guardian. And some of them can do the solo lane. That was a thing before the hunter meta. Now, they can still kind of do it because tanks can stay alive long enough to deal with hunters. They can at least slow down hunters. So Guardians are still kind of effective in the solo lane. Now take warriors. Warriors can support kind of effectively. They can jungle kind of effectively. But they can do solo pretty well. But because of hunters, again, they don't have an easy time of it. They have a pretty hard time there. Warriors can deal with hunters a bit because they're tanky. But they have a very hard time dealing with the hunters. So, again, that's still in the edge of the hunters, but at least warriors can be there. Assassins is basically Loki and Baka there. They're the only ones that can really deal with hunters for the most part. They're mostly junglers. Depending on if you're good enough, you can do mid with them. For the most part, it's just solo and jungle with them, but they're mostly just solo. I mean, they're mostly just jungle unless it's Loki, because hunters do give a lot of trouble there. You're not going to see Nausea in the solo anymore because he can't deal with hunters. And then there's mages. Mages, only 2 or 3 mages can do jungle. They're majorly a mid god, and then they used to be able to do solo, but if you take a mage into solo that is not Zhang Kuei because he's tanky, you get destroyed by the hunters. That is what happens. Now, if you don't have any hunters in the solo, those things can still work out. All those classes can still work. But because a hunter is usually in the solo lane, all those guys get beat. They just get destroyed over there. And then you have hunters. Hunters can do ADC. They can do jungle. I've done it with Uller, with Neith. Recently, I'm talking here. I've done it with them recently. The other hunters can probably do ADC to some effect right now because of how strong they are, and they can pull it off. But they're better in ADC position. They can do solo. They can do mid, as been proven by an On Her and by Neith. Neith can do it very consistently, more than anyone else. And then support can be played by Neith. Neith can go support Hunter. Neith can do all 5 roles right now. Neith can do that. So hunters are owning Conquest, and it is really frustrating. I find it as an insult to players that Neith has been allowed to run rampant for over a month during this Hunter meta. And then the meta also, after they buffed Apollo, it went on to Apollo as well. Apollo is ridiculous. Neith is the most ridiculous one because she can do everything right now. Onher's proving his worth right now. And then we're also seeing with Xbalanque, Rama can do some work. You can do work. A bunch of the hunters can do work. The ones who are having the hardest time are Cupid and Artemis. Oh yeah, and Amazon Cobb. He can do all 3 lanes. He can do mid, he can do solo, he can do ADC. So, hunters are just ruling the roost. They're just owning it too hard. And it's just really dumb how Hi-Rez has not made any real pushes towards it. My understanding is the next patch notes is going to be them making an actual push towards it, after that completely insulting patch we just had. And I view it very much as insulting, because it was terrible. It was not a very good balancing patch. They're saying they need to do things little here and there because of SPL. That's what they said. But SPL is not everything, is it? How many of us are playing SPL? How many of us are watching SPL? SPL is a select few playing. SPL brings in viewers when it comes to the esports stuff, so that's good. But you also need to keep your actual base, the ones who are actually making you the goddamn money, happy. I'm not happy with the game. I'm not. I'm really not happy with it. I have a lot of viewers who are not playing Smite right now because they hate this current meta. It is obnoxious. This is what's weird. People were complaining about hunters even before it started to really go rampant. You even saw pros complain about it, like, hunters are just way too effective right now, and then they got buffed a bit more, and now they're even more ridiculous. I don't understand the flow to that. Season 1 felt really good. Now, this is not nostalgia, for God's sakes, because I played the damn thing, and it wasn't that far away. That was a couple months ago. Season 1, there was a good spread. Mages could be played in the mid and in the solo. Warriors could be played in the solo, some jungle, and in the support. Guardians could be played support, some jungle, some solo. Hunters could be played ADC, and some could do the solo lane. And then you had assassins who could do jungle and solo. There was at least 2 roles for every single class. All of them could do a good amount, in general. Now it's just hunters are goddamn everywhere. And then you want guardians with them, so guardians are also everywhere as well, because guardians plus hunters destroy everything. We're seeing a lot less assassin and warrior because of this. And we're only seeing mages, as always, because there's always a mage in the mid. But Neith sometimes goes in there and takes it away. Or Apollo, or On Her, or Amazon Cobb. And this is primarily talking about Conquest. When it comes to Arena, everything still gets played, but in Conquest, that is what's happening. And that is what the game is balanced around. That is the main thing. That is really bad. Put on top of that 2 or 3 things. Put on top of that the casting. The casting has been good sometimes, has been bad sometimes, has been uneven. Production has not been perfect in SPL. We know that just keeps happening. They put the wrong teams on the wrong spots. They mix up the bans and the picks. They make little mistakes here and there, which is not good. You can say okay to some human error, but it adds up. It makes it look less professional. Some of the casting is not so good. His heart just wasn't in it. His heart just wasn't in it is gonna haunt for a while because that was a terrible thing to say. Or you had the obvious bias of casters for certain teams or certain players. That is not good. We hear about it too much. Like, you can't, it's never going to be perfect, but it needs to be better than it is right now. When the more hardcore people are scared for the game, When Smitten, for God's sakes, is worried about Smite, it's not looking too good. Smitten is huge on this game. She loves Smite. She wants to be a caster for Smite. If she's being critical of it, oh crap. She is not feeling too happy about where we are in position. Neither am I. A lot of people aren't feeling too happy in position here. The feeling is there is combat for third place right now when it comes to MOBAs between HiRez and Smite. And right now, HiRez is winning it. Looking at Twitch right now, Smite only has 7 to 8K viewers during the SPL. HiRez is also having their North America Open right now, and they have 16,000. Last week, they were even at 10,000 each. Next week, I'm curious what the numbers are going to be. But what's not helping Smite as well is the server issues. The servers have been going to crap the last week. And then the week before, they were going to crap. And the week before. One of my first games yesterday, not one of the first games of the week, I wasn't meant to say, but my first game yesterday, a teammate DCs. They come back to opponent's DC. It went from a 4v5 to a 5v3. Certain people could not log into the game. Certain people, though being in party with me, when we went into a game, they were not in the lobby. Weird server stuff happens. And DCs happen in all games, but that's not the only weird stuff that happens in Smite, and I don't know. I have never encountered this level of stuff that happens in Smite, in Dota, in League of Legends, and certainly not in HiRez. I don't know, like, can you buy better servers? Can you buy different servers? Like, new servers? What exactly is happening with Smite? Because their servers keep going to crap. Like, are they cheap on the servers? Are they buying really good servers and something else is going wrong? Whatever's going on there, it's really not helping them. The balance is crap right now, which isn't helping Smite. The servers are crap right now, which isn't helping Smite. The SPL could be done better. There are so many factors here that make everybody worried about where Smite's going to be right now. And now that HiRez is here, an actual fight for third place opponent, Smite's in an even worse position. And then we got things coming out. We got Go Gigantic coming out, Batterborn coming out. Other things are coming. More competition is coming. And I don't know. Smite will probably still be profitable. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll jump up and do even better. But I'm really getting antsy about Smite's position. Now I'm going to try to be as calm as possible this next part. But it's not going to be easy, because the announcer packs are f***ing stupid! Holy shit! What were they thinking? Dry Bears is full of BM, Bart's is half there and half not, and then DM's didn't get changed, so thankfully you don't hear anything with that one. DM's is probably the best one, because it's straightforward. He says all the things, he does a little bit of uplifting to the player in his lines. Bart's is halfway there. Some of his lines are a bit uplifting, some are just plain BM, they're not very good. And then there's Dry Bears, which is full of so much BM, it is frustrating. And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. These announcer packs don't make sense contextually for one, and then the other is just, why the hell is there BM in the announcer packs? Okay, let's go over contextually first. Contextually, here's my problem. Actually, it comes together. And we'll go over Dry Bears, because it's the worst one. When you get a double kill, he says too easy. You can forgive that one a bit because it's 2 on 2 for easy. There you go. That's alright. Bart's is when he says you can never get too many 2s. Like, that's not bad. That's alright. He's saying a double kill. That's cool. But when you start getting streaks with Dry Bears, it gets obnoxious. One of them is they got owned. I hope they enjoyed getting owned. That's one. And that one you can say, that's alright. That's not bad. That's okay. Another one is, I make this look easy. And when you get a 13 streak, it's saying, my back hurts because I'm carrying this team. One of Bart's, I think it's a 7 streak, is, it looks like it's a barn burner because I'm unstoppable. These announcer packs contextually make no goddamn sense. Now, the idea comes from Dota 2, because Dota 2 did the announcer packs first, and they're pretty good. You got the guy from Bastion doing one where he's saying, your tower's under attack, he's saying all these other lines like you getting kills, you got killed. Let's say your base on deck. He says things contextually to the game that are appropriate, and he's saying them to you. He's saying them to you, the player. Same thing goes for the scientist from Half-Life and all the other ones. Those are pretty good. Smite does it the first time around. It's pretty good. They say the things, they're straightforward about it. They get pretty hyped. That's good. You want an example of the old one, you can still listen to DM's. DM's is the best one right now because his is straightforward. But then they redid Dry Bear and Bart's a little bit. And for some stupid reason, They talk like they're the ones playing the game. That doesn't make any sense. Does it? No. 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 It doesn't make any goddamn sense. You're playing not Bart. Not Dry Bear. It makes no dang sense. DMs does not fall into this contextual mistake here. It's those two that do. Because they say, I'm unstoppable. I'm carrying the team. This is too easy for me. They're not saying it's too easy for you. They're not saying you're unstoppable. They're not saying you're carrying the team. They're saying they're doing it. Which makes no dang sense. Who wrote this? Who thought this was the way to do it? It was dumb. It is very dumb. Not was, because it's still happening. And they said for reasons not related to the BM in these voice packs, the only one who can hear it is the person who owns the announcer pack. I mean announcer pack, not voice pack. The only person who can hear is one announcer pack. Well, that's a bug. Or that was a lie. Because I cannot mute Dry Bear's voice pack. Announcer pack. I cannot mute Bart's. I cannot mute DM's. I can't mute any of them. I have to sit there and hear them as I'm playing the game. And they are freaking annoying. Another one is when you get shut down, Dry Bear says, shut your mouth. How does that make any sense? How does it make any sense with these things? Why the BM in these lines? Why the stupid failure in contextualization? Why is it Dry Bear acting like he's playing instead of it's you playing? Why is he not uplifting the player? That's what this should be. DMs is good. He says, when you get a quad, he says, oh, they're one short of getting the big one. Can they get it? And then you get the pennant, and they're happy for you. That is the right way to do it. The other ones, no. Like, Dry Bear's is at least a bit better, besides the too easy if you take that one. He screams pentakill, which is good. He screams quadra. The triple sounds really weird when he yells that one out. But his streaks are just terrible. His shutdown is terrible. I don't understand what the hell they were thinking with these announcer packs. They are offensively bad. They really frustrated me. Just 3 years of frustrations with this game adding up for me right now. And it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I don't know. I am just not happy with Smite again. I've been mad before with Smite, and it's happening again. And there's a point where it's going to be too much. I'm not going to be happy about that. That's not good. A company should not frustrate you like this. So I'm annoyed. I am just annoyed. Keep playing, keep having fun with viewers. Viewers enjoy the game, so we'll keep doing that. But at some point, it ain't going to be enough for me. I don't know when that's going to be. We're getting close to the 3-year anniversary of playing Smite. I keep holding on to the times when I have fun, but the negatives are outweighing the good right now. And that is not good. That is frustrating me a lot. It really is. We got donated more gems and convention skin tier and such, so we'll be giving those away in the future. Don't know when that giveaway will be. It'll be another big Smite giveaway. It's not going to happen immediately, but over a few weeks, we're going to be going from 5 Smites to 4 Smites because Jinx wants to do more editing. So this is a way for Jinx to get better at editing. So there's going to be a higher level of quality to the Smite games, but we're going to be going to 4 a week instead of 5 a week. That's what's going to happen there, so that Jinx can do more with the episodes. So she can play with them more with her editing style she wants to develop. So eventually we're going to see 4 a week. And they will be better. They'll be more entertaining than they already are. So that's cool to see coming up in a few weeks. That's going to be great. Of course, 5 is nice, but 4 a week is still pretty good. And if the quality goes up, then hell yeah. You won't see it immediately. You'll see it over time. And Jinx is already excitedly working on her editing stuff and can't wait to see what all that entails. Okay, non-Smite stuff. Making the push for the sub button. We put in our application. With Twitch, we'll see how that goes. Smite brings in all the viewers. Everything else does not, which means I need to work on that. The thing about it is, we cultivated the Smite audience over 2 years on Twitch. In YouTube, it took 3 years. So we've been cultivating a Smite audience for years. That's why we have a good numbers there. Now, we need to work on cultivating that or cross-pollinating that with other things. We've been making progress. Smite gets about 500 to 600 views. Our one-shots get about 100 views a week, and then our LPs vary, depending on the game, between 100 and maybe like 30 or 40 views. So we still got to work on cultivating our LP audience, that or maybe we're just not playing the right game. Sometimes that is the case, where we're just not playing a game that's as interesting. I'm really enjoying Ori and the Blind Forest. The viewership is not there for it, though, which is just too bad. Prior to that was Shadow of Mordor. It had mixed views there. Prior to that was Dragon Ball. Of course, Dragon Ball did really well. We'll see how the next one goes, and of course, she's going to work on her editing style on that as well. And we'll be working on that and going forward, and we'll see how the editing style affects it, how my entertaining style works with it, all that stuff, how that all works together going forward, as always, trying to improve. And we're just constantly working on improving, of course, in different ways. Sometimes it's the game, sometimes it's me, or just a mix of those that affect how well it's going. The thing about it is, no matter how good I am, if people just aren't interested in that game, or interested in me, then we're not going to get the views for it. So, it is a thing to work on there as well. When it comes to the stream, we're doing alright there. When it comes to non-Smite stuff, we get about 10 to 20 views. Non-Smite content could be better, but that's still pretty good. That's not bad. Sometimes we dip below 10, but that's usually because I start playing the game way into like 11 at night where no one's awake and stuff like that. But I'm having fun doing these other streams, and it's pretty good. And we'll see if I can cultivate those into a better position. Because I don't know if I'm helping or hurting right now my bid for a sub button by trying to cultivate those other times. Because I don't know how they're going to look at us. They're going to look at how good we're doing in Smite, or look at everything. If they're going to see how good we're doing in Smite, but how much lower we're doing in the other stuff. Or is it, since we're streaming so much, we have our high points and low points? I don't know how they're going to view it. I'm hopeful that they'll see, you know, we've been at it for a long time, and we are getting good numbers, so we'll see how that goes. Been playing a lot of Ark. Ark is fun, but not in a... It's fun in a lot of ways. It's fun in the bugginess. It has some so bad it's good bugginess to it that's kind of entertaining. Another thing entertaining about it is just how kind of powerful you are in that game, how you can just... You're foraging, you're building, you're destroying things, stuff like that. You're killing things, you're fighting things. It's kind of fun in that way, the survival aspect of it. But there's a lot. I think the biggest thing about it is abnegation. You feel like you're accomplishing things in that game. You're building, you're trying to survive in this world, you're taming dinosaurs, you're riding dinosaurs. I think it's a whole lot of abnegation in that game, because that game takes a lot of time out of you. It takes hours to do things. It'll take a whole damn day to build a house in that game. It takes a lot of time alone. With a tribe, you can do things more faster, of course, but since I like to play things alone, I like to be the lone survivor kind of style, it does take a while to do things. In the distant future, though, when we're bigger and we're just more, we can draw the people in, we'll probably have like a clan or a tribe in whatever we play, or maybe even have a private server for just for our people, and that'd be really cool. We're not there yet, obviously. We can maybe have like a base of maybe 5 or 6 people right now. They're just in the same game, but that big draw we don't have yet, which is still a couple years away. It's just constantly years away from a lot of things. We're building ourselves towards there, though. You gotta just walk there. You can't, it doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. And that's why we're constantly improving ourselves so we can make these things happen. That's what's important. You gotta keep working and get better at it if you want to make all your plans happen. You just gotta do it. And that's what we're doing. Like, look at where we are. We got the 1 million views. We got 6,500 subs. We have 3,000 followers on Twitch. We got quite a lot of interest in us right now. It doesn't compare to the Giants, obviously, because, well, we're not Giants. We got to work towards the Giant place. We got to work towards hitting the people that I look up to, Jesse Cox and Tola Biscuit. Those are 2 people I look up to. Those are the main guys for me. There's a lot of good stuff. Jinx has a lot of people she looks up to for her stuff. I look up to those 2 for my stuff. And basically, I think I want to be Total Cox, is the way I put it. Is the way Jinx put it. So that's the way I'm going to put it now, is I want to be informative and useful, but I also want to be fun, and that's the mix of those 2. TB can be fun, but he's more informative. Jesse's very fun, less informative. So I want to be Total Cox, is I guess the way to put it. And we'll see how it goes going forward. I spend a lot of time complaining about Smite right now, because that is the main thing we do. We spend a lot of time on that. I've streamed maybe 20, 25 hours of Smite. Let's see here, not streamed. Dedicated that much time. It's about, let's see here. I do about maybe 15, 18, between 15 to 20 hours of Smite a week. Stream-wise, when you go like 3, you get like, say, 15, yeah, about 18. And if I go over, it'll become 20. The way it works is I do about like 3 hours of Smite a day, Monday through Friday, unless I do something else, which hasn't been happening that much. It's been mostly Smite this week. And then Saturday, I'll do more Smite. And sometimes it'll be 5 hours instead of 3 hours of Smite. That's why it becomes between 15 and 20 hours of Smite a week. That's not counting working on the guides. Bacchus is coming up. Bacchus is looking pretty nice. I'm enjoying the Bacchus guide because Bacchus is fun to play, so making footage was fun as well. Bakasura comes after, so that's going to be fun. Bastet comes after Bakasura, so the next couple guides are going to be really fun to make because I really enjoy playing these gods. So those are going to be good. Oh, geez, I wanted to talk about E3, didn't I? Oh, God, we're at 28 minutes. Okay, quick rundown of E3. If you did not see the Nintendo World Championships, at least see the last 30 minutes of it. The last 30 minutes were really good. I got sold on Super Mario Maker because of the last 30 minutes of that thing. The entire thing was kind of odd because it was the first time doing it, so there were good points and bad points to it, fast points and low points. But overall, I thought it was pretty good, but that last 30 minutes was amazing. Super Mario Maker, I am sold on it. We're gonna buy it when it comes out because you can make levels and you can play other people's levels. I want to do that. I want to own that game and have viewers challenge me to their levels. That's what I want to do. So I'm excited for that coming out. You got the E3 Monday was Microsoft backwards compatibility. What annoys me about that is the fact that that's not a feature from the beginning. Like Nintendo, everything is backwards compatible. Like Wii U can play Wii. Done. 360 goes, hey, we're doing backward compatibility. It's like, and because of Wii U, I'm like, why is that a feature? But people went nuts with it. I think that got the largest reaction for Xbox was backward compatibility. And it is certain games. It's not going to be every single game. It's going to be, in a sense, you got to vote for the ones that they're going to let you do backwards compatibility with, so it's not pure backward compatibility. But the way it works is it has to be this way because they have to make adjustments. The way it works is, that Jinx tells me, is you put in your old disc, and it downloads the game to a version that can be played on Xbox One from 360. That's what they did. So they have to adjust to whatever game. So they want to only do the popular ones, so they don't have to do that too dang much. So I get that, it's just But Xbox had a couple good-looking games coming up. I don't have any plans to own an Xbox, but they had some good-looking stuff. Of course, what's nice is Fallout's going to be moddable on Xbox. That's cool for them. Of course, they're going to try to do it for PS4 as well. Xbox was alright. I didn't think it was bad in any way. Some of the games looked like they could be pretty good. Then there was Sony, and everyone went nuts over Sony. Everyone felt like Sony blew it out of the park. It's because of The Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, and Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII alone is the huge one, which I wonder what they did for Square Enix to not do it at their conference to announce that one, because that's huge. Instead, it was Sony that announced it, so Sony had a huge night. The thing about that is, so it made a lot of fanboys' dreams right there. Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, Kickstarter, and then Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII alone probably would have won it. But if you don't care about those three things, what else was there? Well, there was Horizon, Zero Dawn, and then Unravel, and a couple other games. I was more interested in Horizon. That one looked pretty cool. Lore-wise, I don't know, but the ideas behind the game could be pretty fun. Last Guardian, of course, Shadow Colossus was amazing. Last Guardian hopefully is good. If they kill that dragon or the kid, everyone's gonna see it coming, so they have to do it really well. Hopefully they don't kill either of them. I think that's the way it should end. Because it's just too common now to expect something to die. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Jinx is going crazy about that. I'm okay. I liked 7, but I'm okay not having to play it again. That's me. Shenmue 3, I played Shenmue 1. Shenmue 1 was great. Never played 2, and now 3's happening. Shenmue lost Sega a lot of money. So that's why they had to do Kickstarter to see if people really wanted it. And hopefully it's a good game. Who knows? So Sony blew it out. And it really depends on if you're a fan of those games. If not, then it was a pretty good conference. Talking about Square Enix, for Square Enix, of course, showed Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks pretty fun. It looked really good, so... oh man, I need to play that. And then, of course, Nintendo. Nintendo! Let's go over this really quick. Nintendo, why are they puppets? So those are puppets made by the Jim Henson Company. Those are Henson puppets, so prestige there. I enjoyed it. I had fun with that one. Like, they were just being silly and having fun with that. It was basically another Direct. Instead of doing actual conference, they just did another Nintendo Direct, and they had fun with it, and it was really silly and enjoyable, and I like the things coming out of it. Like, seeing the Tri-Link game. Link in a Zelda dress was hilarious. Just, it's funny seeing young Link and then older Link, because young Link is very fun and energetic and everything. And then older Link is just so stone-faced, right? Like, people say, like, well, Link has seen some shit. So has young Link. Young Link has seen a lot of shit. So what the hell happened between young and old, I guess, right? People were really pissed off about Metroid Prime Freedom Force or whatever it's called, where you play its 4-player co-op. People were really pissed off about that. To the point that they were being nonsensical. Really nonsensical. Jinx is telling me about one guy who wrote that he was seething with rage because Nintendo wasn't announcing anything big. And then there were other people. There's a petition by a couple thousand people to cancel that Metroid Prime game. Canceling a game? It's not gonna work, but the hell is wrong? Petitioning to kill a game. Petitions used to mean something in this world. Like, they used to mean something. Now they don't mean a goddamn thing because there's a petition for everything. It got watered down and it gets really stupid. That's not good. I thought it was fun. Star Fox looks like it's going to be a fun game. Woolly World looks like it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward. Hyrule Warriors on 3DS. Hell yeah, I'm interested. Xenoblade I was excited for. I really can't wait to play that game. I liked the Direct. It was really good. Jinx's feelings is they did not have that big killer game though. Like, yeah. But the other thing is, I feel is Nintendo runs its own race. Nintendo does Directs all year. They do big announcements all year. Sony and Xbox, they do the big announcements at E3. There's your difference. Although, I think Xbox is planning to say some things at Gamescom, I believe. I don't know about Sony. So there's going to be a little bit more out of Xbox. But Nintendo does it their way. They've always done it their way. That's just who they are. You either love or hate them. That's just what they do. They do it their own way. They don't wait for the big event. They make their own big event. That's something you gotta respect about them is they do it their way. And it's worked out for them. It didn't work out for them at the start, though, of Wii U. But it's working out for them now. And look at Wii. Look at what Wii did. You cannot deny what Wii did, whether you like the Wii or not. The Wii exploded the market. Nintendo does things their way, and it works for them. Sometimes you get popped in the mouth when you do it your way. That's what happened at the start of Wii U. But they're doing better now. And that's what it is. They keep innovating. Well, everyone's innovating. But Nintendo does it in a different direction. Like, again, the Wii and then the Wii U. They're the only ones using a gamepad. Because they do things differently, when you do something differently, you get popped in the mouth quite a few times trying to get to doing it right. And that's what I respect about Nintendo, is they're constantly trying to innovate. So I don't get the whining. If you don't like Nintendo, you don't like Nintendo. You like Nintendo, you like Nintendo. But I think they're doing good stuff with it. But I gotta get a PlayStation 4 at some point in the future. There's a lot of PlayStation 4 games worth playing, and also just new stuff coming out that are going to be worth playing. Of course, I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3, of course. The last Kingdom Hearts was free that I played was PS2, because that was Kingdom Hearts 2. And that is the vlog, an extremely long vlog. I did not mean to talk about Nintendo for so long. Meant to talk about E3 for a bit, but looks like we only spent like 8 minutes on it. Maybe 10. There you go. That's the vlog. I had fun making it. It'll be fun listening and watching the game. And there you go. Vlog time. See you later.